Hello everyone, it's Poofy. Welcome to Dear Esther, the Landmark Edition, which is, I think it's some sort of walking simulator, but alright. No idea what that's probably the chapters. I thought it was save games, but no, chapters, apparently. So we're starting at the lighthouse?
Dear Esther, the morning after I was washed ashore...
Wait, do we have... I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Closed captions enabled. And large. Sure, done.
Sure. Salt in my ears, sand in my mouth, and the waves always at my ankles. I felt as though everything had conspired to this one last shipwreck. I remembered nothing but water.
That's not really a thing, is it? Why? And what subtitles?
Stones in my belly and my shoes, threatening to drag me under to where only the most listless of creatures swim.
Oh, we can move. Cool. So that is a lighthouse. Look at that. Gorgeous. Do we go inside? I think we do. Ooh. So we have to explore everything, don't we? That's a nasty looking toilet. That's a book. Can we read the book? What does it say? What? Hebridean history? Hebridean history? It's really difficult to read. This lighthouse has seen better days. Is this... Can we go up? No, we can't. The staircase is broken. Oh! That's a chemical formula. Oh, we can zoom in. Every button zooms in. Like for real, every button just zooms in. Okay. So maybe now I can take a look at what's actually the title of the book. A Hebridean history. Alright. So there's nothing here? Shame. Something in the shed? There's more paint. There's a lot of paint. So what was that about then? There's two pathways. Should we go down first? We can't run. There's only one walking speed. And there's something in the distance there. A tower. I don't know if this is the right way to go or not. I'm feeling overwhelmed again and a little bit anxious. I'm gonna miss out on things. It leads to somewhere. It leads all the way to that crack. If there's gonna be a cave at the end, I'm gonna walk back and explore what's above. Oh, it's a staircase up. Oh, does that both lead to the same area?
When you were born, your mother told me a hush fell over the delivery room. A great red birthmark covered the left side of your face. No one knew what to say, so you cried to fill the vacuum. I always admired you for that you cried to fill whatever vacuum you found. I began to manufacture vacuums just to enable you to deploy your talent. The birthmark faded by the time you were 6 and had gone completely by the time we met, but your fascination with the empty and its cure remained.
Why is this here? A golden ratio thing. The fuck? What the hell is going on? Also, there was a little bit of lore. We were born with a birthmark and people got scared, and that looks like a cave, doesn't it?
Dear
There we started.
I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
There was a little bit of poetry. I'm very sorry that I really enjoy games like these because they slurp me in immediately. There's no fear of dying. There's no need to get adrenaline or stress. And every time I just kind of sink away into the game, narration happens and I get a little bit startled because I just enjoy the visuals and the entire atmosphere, and then there's lore building up. So that is probably the pathway from the lighthouse. So now we're ending up at the top pathway, the right pathway, which doesn't necessarily have to be the right pathway.
Donnelly's book had not been taken out from the library since 1974. I decided it would never be missed as I slipped it under my coat and avoided the librarian's gaze on the way out. If the subject matter is obscure, the writer's literary style is even more so. It is not the text of a stable or trustworthy reporter. Perhaps it is fitting that my only companion in these last days should be a stolen book written by a dying man.
Who is the narrator?
When someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boats, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Were you sick?
They were God-fearing people, those shepherds. There was no love in the relationship. Donnelly tells me that they had one Bible that was passed around in strict rotation. It was stolen by a visiting monk in 1776, 2 years before the island was abandoned altogether. In the interim, I wonder, did they assign chapter and verse to the stones and grasses, marking the geography with a superimposed significance that they could actually walk the Bible and inhabit its contradictions?
I know I'm walking this way, and there were at least 2 other pathways that we can go to. You know, and I'm gonna explore there because that looked really interesting. There was some sort of stone circle thing going on there, and also that tower with the light on. What is going on this island? What's happening? Was there a disease? Who's the narrator? Is that a lighthouse keeper? I mean, he said he knew us. Or wait, maybe we're not Esther. Maybe we are the narrator. And we're just narrating our own history? But why are we here? Why did we go to the lighthouse? Also, did I... Wait. Was I wrong? Was I mistaken? Was there no pathway? I thought there was one here to the left. Like here. It goes here, this way? Oh, I was mistaken. There is only one way to go, and that is... Because I also saw this pathway. Okay. I was mistaken. We have to go that way. Which is fine. Which we could have figured out if we just went to the left in the first place. It's fine though. We have plenty of time. All the time in the world. So this leads down again. And why are we on this island?
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I am not sure if I want to go into that cave. I don't know, because there's also a pathway going this way. What should I do? Kind of want to explore here first. Because the cave looked a little bit ominous. Maybe it's just a dead end and being afraid for nothing. There's also just this pathway.
The vegetation here has fossilized from the roots up. To think they once grazed animals here, the remnants of occupation being evidence to that. It is all sick to death. The water is too polluted for the fish, the sky is too thin for the birds, and the soil is cut with the bones of hermits and shepherds. I've heard it said that human ashes make great fertilizer, that we could sow a forest from all that is left of your hips and ribcage, with enough left over to thicken the air and repopulate the bay.
Well, here we are at those stones. Are there carvings on there? There are. Or not. I don't know. There's a pathway going... Oh my god. There's a pathway going this way. Oh no, this is just where we were before, but above. Like this looks like that crevice. Don't fall down. Yeah. I have no idea where to go to. And by that I mean I need guidance. Because I have the feeling that I'm missing out on so many things because I'm just walking into a direction which is absolutely one of the beauties of this game, that it's so open, you can decide whatever you want to do, but I also know that it's not a very big game, but it's big enough to be able to miss things and then you have to play through it again, and I'm really afraid that I'm, or not just that I don't want to go down there yet. I want to go explore that cave. Not that I'm... what was I trying to say about the missing things? This looks so beautiful, though. About the missing things, I don't want to miss... No, I know exactly what I wanted to say. I need to... I'm sorry. I had to think a little to form the right words. That it's probably very easy to miss on things, even with multiple playthroughs, if you don't pay a certain amount of... Is there a pathway going that way? I don't know. A certain amount of attention. If your brain isn't wired the way the game wants it to be wired, then you're gonna miss on things. If there's a mechanic, like every button does a zoom in, but if I have to zoom in on certain things without there being an indication, and I just don't realize that I need to do that, I'm gonna miss that forever. The game failed to learn me that mechanic, and then you will never get that secret or lore thing. But maybe I'm overthinking it way too much. Maybe the game isn't that complex. I have no idea. I just know that there are several ways to go, and right now I'm heading back towards that cave in the bay here. To, I don't know, hopefully... I've no idea if the path be... It looked like a drop down, so it looked like an area where we could drop down, but then we'll never be able to go back, so that's why I'm heading towards this cave. But
this hermit, this seer, this distant historian of bones and old bread, where did he vanish to? Why? Asked the farmers. Why? Asked Jakobsen. Why bother with your visions at all, if you're just to throw your arms up at the cliff and let it close in behind you and seal you into the belly of the island, a museum shut to all but the most devoted?
Well, I got interrupted. Look at these. Again, one of those molecule things. What does that mean? But yeah, the other area looked like is this just a dead end? Oh, it is. So it's a good thing I went to this cave. Look at that. It's gorgeous. What does it tell? Is this a story? There's a molecule? There, that looks like, what is it? An animal or a seed? And then... Oh, it looks like a cell where it spreads. And that looks like a tree, but... Uh-huh. Okay. Good thing we went into the cave. Because... now we have seen this. So now I can... go back to the pathway and drop down. Well, that eases my anxiety a little bit. We almost missed out on that cave. Well, now we're just gonna walk back again. Oh boy. Yeah, this is great. It's beautiful. It's so soothing. Oh, that wind and the music just I was about to say just the gentle tones of the piano, but suddenly there's also a violin. Combined with all the environmental sounds, the wind, the water. That small little creek here, flowing. It truly feels like we're the only ones on this island, which we probably are. We probably are the only ones on this island, but... maybe we aren't. I have no idea. Did you hear that? The wind? Once we reached this open spot, the wind suddenly started blowing. Oh, this is giving me goosebumps. It's amazing. This is so good. It's great. Alright. And there's not always music. That is also amazing. Like right now, it's just atmospheric stuff. Which is just the wind. And my footsteps. Alright, let's fall down. And never get back up. Oh, it's a good thing we returned.